Welcome to R&R, Relationships in Real Estate. I'm your host, Chris Silva, and this is my beautiful wife, Corey Silva.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. Chris and I are the owners of Silva Realty and Silva Lending, and we own our own brokerage here in Santa Clarita. We've been in the real estate and mortgage industry since 2003, so we've seen quite a bit of things change over time.
We've seen some cycles.
Yes, and everything works in cycles in real estate, right? We've seen the seasons change. Some seasons a little bit longer than others, so.
Yes. Speaking of seasons,
we are here. Welcome to the first week of November. Are you so excited that it's fall and Thanksgiving coming up?
I'm excited we made it out of October.
Did you have a rough October that I don't know about?
No, we had a lot going on. We had the fall festival.
It was so fun.
We had Nola's birthday.
Yes.
You had some stuff that we'll talk about later, but you threw some parties outside of those two events. You're like a party planner now.
I don't know about all that, but I do take pride in the parties and making sure everybody has a good time. That's like the number one priority.
You're amazing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Looks like we have Professor Lecca's here. Hi, Professor
Professor.
Lecca.
I missed you today in class.
Oh, she wasn't there?
No, but Professor Art was there.
Oh, nice.
And I still got my butt kicked, so it didn't matter.
Well, that's good. Sending hugs from Professor Lecca and Professor Art. Right, nice tight hugs, right?
Yeah, hugs like right around your neck and throat.
Oh, yeah. Did you get some of those today?
So we're meeting with a couple of our agents tomorrow, and I know Rena's not going to let me live this down. I got submitted today by one of our agents, Rena. She put me in an armbar.
Nice.
I don't know what kind of armbar it's called because I'm not that good yet, but she tapped me out.
Oh, she'll be happy about that.
No ego here. I'm good.
That's good. Well, I can't wait to hear about it from her side of the story. That'll be fun.
Sure.
So, are you guys excited for fall and Thanksgiving? Because if you're crazy like us, or Chris in particular, he wants to just skip right through to Christmas and just get all the decorations up.
Yeah, I want to know who out there is excited, generally excited, like, oh my gosh, fall's here. We got all the color change, which we don't have much of it on the West Coast, like you do like in Massachusetts or somewhere on the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
And who's excited about Thanksgiving? I'm excited about a Thanksgiving event that's coming up, but generally, I'm excited about decorating for Christmas already.
Yes. How many of you are already ready for Christmas or already even started decorating for Christmas?
Or have already done it?
Yes.
I was talking to one of our clients the other day, and he was like, oh yeah, I put that up the day after Halloween was over. Christmas decorations went up.
People are in a hurry. I mean, they're just ready to start celebrating the season of giving, right?
Absolutely.
So, well, Chris thinks that we're going to start decorating right away, and he said it's going to happen tomorrow, but I don't know. Are you really going to put up the Christmas lights this weekend?
Possibly. Maybe Sunday after the Raider game.
So I love how his story has progressively changed over the last 2 days.
I'm backpedaling.
Everybody
right
he's talked to, he said, the lights are going up. We're getting the Christmas decorations up tomorrow, the day after. And then now he's just like, oh, maybe. But I know that I'm going to have the decorations up by this weekend on the inside of the house. And the kids will probably help me too.
Yeah, I mean, you get busy with work, and then today's a podcast. I got an event coming up tonight. We're going to Disneyland on Friday. We got a food drive on Saturday. It's like, when do I have time to put the lights up? Maybe Sunday.
Yeah, you got to think about these things. So how was your week, everybody? Tell us a little bit about it. Leave us some comments. Ask us some questions. We'll tell you a little bit about our week and how that went. Do you want to start it off?
Well, it was cool. So our roles reversed last week. Corey usually, scurries off the show like right away as soon as we go off air and runs to pick up the kids. But last week things changed up. I went to go pick up the kids, and you got a little bit of self-care, right?
Yes. I got a window, about 2 hours, and that was nice. And then you come back, and all these moms know you just get right back into the swing of things. So we treasure those little moments, those little slivers of time that we have to ourselves. So yes, I did appreciate that.
So I don't know what you did to our kids, but so last night, kids get out of the shower, we're in bed. We like to spend 20 minutes in our room getting them ready for bed, to go to bed, talking or watching a show together, cuddling. And I get into the bed, and Santino and Ola are, can we put lotion and rub your feet? can we put lotion on your face? I was like, what? Yeah. Why? What did you do to them?
They're just the most amazing kids ever. They're like, you look tired. Will you want me to rub your feet? I'm like, yes.
Oh my gosh, these kids are amazing. I don't know what happened. I thought you bribed them or something
I did
happened.
none of that. That's all their own doing. I love them so much.
They're the best.
So last week, Halloween festivities were in full effect, and I got to hold Halloween parties in both of the kids' class, which to me, that's a big deal because COVID, there's so many restrictions. A lot of us haven't been able to experience going to the schools and volunteering for their kids' classrooms and being able to see them in their element. So I took that like very seriously. I was super excited about it. Thursday, I did a party for Santino's class, and we had a few parents come and help too, which was awesome. And then right after, the next day, Friday, we did Nola's Halloween party. So we had a great time. It was so much fun. But it's interesting how the schools are different because they're in two different schools, same district, but two different principals have two different ideas of what is acceptable during Halloween time.
Right.
So Nola got to dress up on Halloween. Tino's
all the kids
school
dressed
didn't.
up there, right? That was pretty cool.
Yes, it was really cool to see all the little kids walking in with their costumes, and some of them are like so proud and excited to be dressed up, and some of them you could just tell are like, what did my parents put me in?
Some of them, you just know that the kids have no idea what they're wearing. Because I saw some like first graders that were in Kill Bill.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they were in Kill Bill, like full on Kill Bill. If anybody's ever seen that Quentin Tarantino movie, there's no way those kids knew what it was in first grade. I can't imagine.
Maybe.
But their costumes are pretty awesome.
Yes. So we had so much fun seeing everybody dressed up and celebrating for Halloween. Did anybody else get to volunteer in their schools? I'm curious because I know some people were saying, yes, they did get a dress up. Some people are saying their kids didn't get a dress up. And some of the moms I've been talking to are longing for the days they could have parties in the class again.
Right. I just got a quick shout out to my wonderful wife because Santino's now in first grade. So, he's a late birthday in the year. His birthday's actually coming up in a few weeks. So he went to TK, then kindergarten, and now he's in first grade. Corey's been the room mom every single year for Santino. And this is Nola's first year in TK, and she's now the room mom there as well. You're so amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate everything you do for our little babies.
Of course. I wouldn't have it any other way. Like if I could take advantage of it now, why not? It's funny you bring that up because one of the moms just so happened to have her son in the same preschool as Nola, and her older son is in the same class as Santino's. And she was like, gosh, who is this kid Santino? I really like, her son's name is Benjamin, and Benjamin's always talking about Santino, and that's his friend. And she reached out to me and she was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was you. And she told me, gosh, how is your mom doing? Because my mom used to always pick up Nola from preschool. And I said, oh, she's doing great. She's still taking care of our nieces. And she's like, I remember your mom just saying, oh, I'm just so lucky that I get to take care of them now because I never got to do it when I was little. Right. When her kids were little because they were working all the time. So I'm just so grateful that I get to have the time to spend with them. And I'm sorry I'm crying
it's okay
on air, but thank you, Mom, for everything you do. We really appreciate you. And thank you for working so hard so I could have these special moments with the kids.
Oh, of course, baby.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay. So anyhow, we're really fortunate, and we can't do this without our community out there, without you guys that support the show, that support our business, that come to our events, that tell our friends and family about us. That's it. You guys are a reason why Corey gets to spend so much time with the kids, and we're able to work, and I'm able to work from home a lot of the time. And we're able to do so many things for the community because of the community that we're a part of.
Yes, definitely.
Right? We have the best community out there, and we're both so appreciative. I mean, you could see Corey. If you guys really know her, you know how amazing and just caring she is about her friends and her family and her community. So anyhow, it's you're seeing it on her right now.
Sorry. Embarrassing.
So that brings up, just going back to the school, I would love maybe next week, I'd love to start seeing some people posting more pictures of their kids' Halloween costumes because I missed a lot of them.
Really? I saw them everywhere. They were so cute on Instagram. Yes, I love how everyone gets into the spirit and and brags about how great it was. Like, I just love that. It's so much fun to see all the creative ideas that people have come up with and just to see the kids having a good time. So
we have some more guests. So hi, Danette. Thank you
Hi,
for joining
Danette.
us. She says, way to go, Corey. And she gave you the strong arm.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And way to go to you too.
Oh, she just, Danette's awesome. She traveled cross country to take her daughter to college, going to college at Penn State, which has to feel really good as a parent. Like, your baby made it.
Yes. What an accomplishment. I'm sure you're so proud.
I'm sure she is. Yeah, they are.
That's so
they're amazing
cool.
people. Professor Lecca says, you're amazing, Corey. We love you and your family.
Oh, thank you. We love you too.
We love you guys too. So Thursday was Halloween class at Jiu-Jitsu. What do they do at
At
Checkmat?
Checkmat, they had a really fun activity set up for the kids on Thursday, right before Halloween. And it's so cool because Professor Lecca and Professor Art and all the coaches dress up for Halloween. And instead of doing like a traditional class where they learn a technique and then practice it on each other, it's just all fun. So they have a whole bunch of activities where they run and play and do jumps and all kinds of cool stuff while the professors and the coaches are dressed up. And Professor Art was Pizza Face, which I love that costume. I don't know why, I just love it. And then Professor Lecca, of course, was Supergirl or Superwoman. Wonder Woman. And yeah, she's
out every day.
She doesn't even need that costume. I mean, that's what she is. But it's cool because she gets this pink wig on and totally gets into character. So the kids had a blast. So much fun there. And for anyone who's considering a cool place to take their kids so they can have some discipline and a lot of fun and make new friends, definitely consider Checkmat because we love it there. They're family and they're teaching our kids so many cool skills.
They reinforce everything that you teach them at home, which is huge. And we originally, I think, got Santino in there because I think every parent's worried about their kids being bullied, right? So we wanted to make sure he could handle himself, right? And then now it's transformed to so much more than that.
Yes, for sure.
Now it's like he's going to his auntie and uncle's house or something. Like, it's family over there. So It's extended family. We trust him with our kids. So highly recommend anybody that's thinking about martial arts or looking for activity for their kids, just go try it out. I think it's free like the first couple times so they can try it out.
Get a little test run in there. So going back to costumes. Now, when you were growing up,
Yes.
what was your favorite costume of all time that you wore?
Well, I have two of them.
Okay.
So I was different. I was a different kid, right? So if you could imagine, like, I was raised by the TV. Like, I love watching TV. I was raised with my grandparents. Grandfather was sleeping when I went to school because he worked all night. He had a print shop, and my grandma was gone. She cleaned houses, right? So I pretty much would wake up, make myself breakfast, come home, make myself dinner, right? Like, it was all me.
Right.
So I fell in love with TV. The TV raised me. So don't ask me why, but I always liked the bad guys. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm a Raider fan. I don't know. But so Batman, 1989, I think I was like in 4th or 5th grade. And everybody was Batman that year for Halloween. I was the only kid that wanted to be Joker, right? So I dressed up as Joker. And again, I'm by myself most of the time at the house. So I think I did my own makeup in like 4th or 5th grade. So it looked wild. It looked wild, right? And then it was that you weren't wearing wigs. You sprayed that color spray.
So you had
in
the
your
green
hair. I
hair.
had the green hair, but it was like, on my forehead a little bit, on my ear, and then my lips were all crazy, right? So I and I had the purple suit. Now this is Joker, Michael Keaton, Batman, right? There's been a million of them since, with Jack Nicholson playing Joker.
Right.
I loved him playing Joker. So anyhow, I go to school and I'm like, I'm about to win this costume contest.
So confident.
Contest is mine. I'm about to be the scariest costume, right? Like, I was feeling myself.
Right. Well, I mean,
Right?
tell me something different. I mean, maybe the
I've
day
never
you were born.
I've never lacked confidence. I don't know. It's funny too, because I know I'm not the best looking guy, but I don't lack confidence whatsoever.
No, you don't. That's good.
So
That's why I love you.
so I go to school, and I don't know. You're like a prized fighter. You're walking around, you're strutting your stuff. I felt like I was on the runway, right?
Okay.
And then they call my name up. I won,
What?
but I didn't win scariest costume. I won the funniest costume. So I look so disheveled.
You poor kid.
They probably thought I was a clown. I don't even think they thought I was Joker. Like, they probably thought like I had a the little flower with the water coming out of it. Like, I don't know what they thought, but I won the funniest costume, and I got made fun of for that about at least a good year.
Oh, that's terrible.
I didn't mind. I just
You
come
didn't
back with
care.
some more jokes. But yeah, so that was one of them. And then of course I think the next year I was Freddy Krueger.
Well, there you go.
And that's now LeBron James was Freddy Krueger recently. I'm like, dude, I was Freddy Krueger 20 years ago. Like,
It's popular.
it's coming back now. I don't understand it.
Hey, Betsy's wearing a Freddy Krueger shirt today.
Is she? I didn't notice.
Yes.
I'm about to check it out after the show.
Nice and spooky. So this past weekend, in the mix of Halloween, you were super busy on the weekend.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I felt like I was back in the fold. I think a couple shows ago, I was like, hey, we really would love to help some more families before the end of the year. I want to hit some goals. Like, let's do this. And thank you, everybody. You answered the bell because everybody was busy, right? I was showing property Saturday, Sunday. Meg was showing property. Rena was showing property. We were busy nonstop. And, any listings that we have, they're already in escrow. So
That's great.
we were humming, and it felt good being back out there.
Yes, for sure. But there's a lot of challenges right now in the market. Even though you're out showing property with lots of buyers, there's just not that much stuff to choose from, right? The
There's not.
inventory's low.
Inventory is really low out there. So it's tough. I mean, people sometimes get themselves in a bind. Like one of the buyers that we were showing property to, really strange. So it's my old boss from like one of my bosses. I used to be in construction, believe it or not, like 20 something years ago at the gas company. He just hits me up out of the blue. I think his wife and I are friends on Facebook because he doesn't do that stuff, right? So he hits me up and he's like, hey, I need to find a house like within 2 weeks because I sold my house.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he sold his house and doesn't have anywhere to go.
So, but didn't his agent tell him that maybe he should have something lined up? Did they not talk about their goals? That's interesting.
No contingency
Wow.
to for a home of choice. What that means is, as a seller, you can sell your house, and it's contingent on you identifying another home, basically putting a home in escrow.
Right.
Right. So that way you're not homeless. You can
Right.
go from one house to the next. So I told him, I'm like, you don't have this. Can you just send me your contract? Because I want to make sure. Let me look at it. And he was like, nope.
Wow.
So we're in the process.
Okay.
We're in the
hopefully
process.
you find him something quickly.
I think we will. I think we'll definitely find him something before next week.
Yeah.
I'm an optimist.
You have to put it out there. Put it
Put
in the
the- put out the
universe.
good juju out there.
Yep, it's coming. It's coming. You're going to find the right house for him. So, with that being said, you rush home after showing properties, and Saturday we were supposed to go to a Halloween party, but I was just not feeling it. I was just like, I don't want to get dressed, and
We got a lot of stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
So with the week being as busy as it was, it's a big Halloween party. Shout out to Sherry and Zach. It was their big Halloween party out here. They throw it every year.
which those pictures I saw coming in were amazing. It looks like you guys put on an amazing party. I heard great things about it.
Meg went.
Meg went,
with
yeah.
her husband, and they had a great time. And we really wanted to go. We had the costumes picked out. We were ready to go. And then just, I came home showing property. The kids were there. I didn't get to see them all day. And they were like, you know what? Corey's like, are you cool with just staying home with the kids? I'm like, yes.
Yes. And so we stayed home and we watched Halloween movies. And little did we know the movie that we chose to watch was The Haunted Mansion, the one with Eddie Murphy. And it's based on him and his wife are a real estate couple, and they have their own firm,
Evers and Evers Real Estate.
Evers and Evers Real Estate, and he's the cheesiest guy. And he totally just goes all out for the business and leaves his family hanging a lot. So it was cool to watch that because that's totally not what we did. We stayed in with them,
Right.
chilled, and it was a lot of fun. And Santino was totally digging that movie. But let
was
me
into
tell
it.
you, if I went to go get a listing and this gate is locked and is looking spooky and there's a cemetery in the backyard, you better believe I am turning around and I'm going to let somebody else get that listing.
Right. So if anybody, we're Disneyland people. So if you've been to Disneyland, you've been to the Haunted Mansion, this is a movie based off the Haunted Mansion
Yes.
attraction, right? So when it's based in Louisiana and it's this couple, and the guy, Eddie Murphy's a total douchebag agent.
Right. He's
Right.
just trying to get the listing,
He
do
doesn't
whatever
spend
he
any
can.
time with his kids, or his wife. He's late to her anniversary, all this stuff. But it's good at the end.
It's-
It was good for what it was. It entertained our 6-year-old.
Yes.
Nola fell asleep. She was like, this is boring.
She wanted to watch, but she was tired. She fell asleep. So we had a good time with them the night before Halloween. It looks like we have a few new guests. So Auntie Barbara's here. Hi, thank you for joining us.
Hey, Barb.
Is there any other guests on there, or just there's some other ones? And then Danette said, "Oh, thanks, guys." Okay, that was for her traveling cross country for her daughter. So we had a lot of fun that night with the kids and just stayed low key. And then Halloween itself was tons of fun because the kids got to finally carve their pumpkins. We did that while Chris was at work that day. And it was so cool because I had never seen before, when we opened the pumpkin, there were 3 seeds that were growing sprouts in there.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Kids were so excited about, Daddy, come down here. Look at this.
Look at this. What is going on? I was like, you got a pregnant pumpkin. It was the coolest thing.
So the day after was Halloween. But before we get into Halloween, what do you want to talk about? Some of these spooky decorations?
Yes. Okay. We're going to share our spooky spider video. For those of you who did not see it, we posted it the other day, and hilarious. This is the best $50 we had ever invested.
Ever spent in our life.
On Halloween decorations. And it was all Santino's idea. And Nola totally jumped on board too, but she is definitely afraid of this spider and will not walk up to the front door unless I'm holding her hand and make it go off.
So these are all real reactions that you're about to watch. None of this stuff is made up. Some people know the spider's there. They go into our house, they hang out, they forget that it's there.
Yes.
So maybe the spider didn't scare them going in, but it sure did get them coming out.
Oh my gosh, it's so great.
It's so great. And sometimes we don't see them right away, right? We see them like a day later. We're like, oh, let's check out this Ring video.
Yeah, so we set up this spider at our front door, and we didn't even plan the idea of having it all captured on video, but we have a Ring there, and anytime someone walks up, it gets activated. So we caught a lot of really cool moments, and our video guy put together a compilation for us. So
let's watch it together, guys. It's coming up. The little bucket there with some candy, setting them up. You set people up there.
Oh boy. It's really loud though when you're there in person.
Here's Jeff. Look at him jump. He went down for the candy. So we're telling your mom here about this. Like, don't get scared, Mom.
Got Jared good. Poor Jocelyn.
This kid's in high school.
Poor guy. Oh, Audrey.
The cleaning crew. That's my favorite.
That is the best one. Poor Johnny. Johnny got it good.
Oh, Johnny.
Oh my gosh.
So we did get permission from Johnny's parents before we posted that video.
Yes, we asked everybody ahead of time, but it was so funny. I think I got the most joy out of getting notified on my phone. Hey, someone's at your front door, and watching these videos as they came in, because there was a lot more, but we just had to narrow it down to like the highlights.
Right.
So hope you all enjoyed that.
And then we started masterminding this, right? Like, so Uma goes on a dog walk with SCV Pack Walk twice a week, right?
Amazing.
So they're amazing. They'll walk your dog, not only walk your dog by himself, but like a pack of like 20 dogs. Mm-hmm. So your dog learns how to act, basically, right?
Yes.
So we have a 1-year-old lab that's amazing, and big credits to SCV Pack Walk. But anyhow, they pick her up on the side of the house, or like, you know what, we should bring her on the inside, so that way they have to ring the doorbell.
Yes.
And I think we got like 2 or 3 people from them, right? That got scared.
Well, first we got Jan, and we said, Jan, please don't tell Jared. We really want to get him. And we got him good, so that was awesome. Monica's laughing. Hi, Monica. Thanks for joining us. You got some good entertainment today. And then Natalie's on. Hi, Natalie. Thank you for joining us. Best spider ever. Gotta get one. They're probably on sale right now on Spirit Halloween. If you go on, they're probably just trying to get rid of all their
If they're
inventory that
still
was
there.
left over.
There's no inventory this year anywhere for anything.
Really? Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting.
Everything's in the docks. It's in the water.
Ay, ay, ay. But look for it. Spirit Halloween, best investment ever.
Oh my gosh,
You will
buy
not
it.
be disappointed. It was so great.
I might just leave it up all year long.
No, I already put them away.
Damn.
No,
Okay.
we don't. Why do you want to scare everybody all year long? Terrible. You got to have some mysterious stuff set aside and then just bring it out later when they least expect it.
We should put it like in a kid's hamper.
So, you're terrible. No way. Only Nola would be scared of that.
Oh boy.
Poor thing.
So Sunday was
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yes. So we had lots of fun with that. We went over to our family's house, my brother and sister-in-law's house, and she treated us to dinner. She took good care of us. The kids played games, and then they got ready to go trick-or-treating. And this year we were a little bit more relaxed. We let them go trick-or-treating. They had a lot of fun. And we noticed like half the people had their lights on. So I get it. People are still a little cautious
Less
about
than
stuff.
half. I'd say like maybe a quarter of the neighborhood, which is still plenty of houses.
Yeah, it was plenty. A lot of fun for them. And a lot of people just left buckets out, which that's cool. At least they're still participating in making Halloween fun for the kids. So they had a great time. Did you have a great time?
I loved it. So she said, her sister-in-law, my sister-in-law, Lindsay, took care of us. She took care of me because I had a couple Moscow mules before I went out. Mm-hmm. So I was feeling good. I was gliding. through the neighborhood. And they live in a gated community. So, there's cars that still come in and out of there, but they're moving pretty slow. So the kids get a walk like the olden days, right? They get a walk in droves.
Yeah.
They're like 10, 15 kids together.
Just rolling deep.
They're rolling with their cousins, and just so happens that one of our great friends, her kids live there, which are like our same age as Latino and Nola. So they're in this big group, and they're just mobbing, going from house to house, getting
that's
candy
so much
together,
fun.
walking by themselves, so they feel like big kids,
It's
and we're just walking
cool.
right behind them.
Now that they're getting older, I'm like, wow, like I don't have to hold your hand all the way up to the door and be worried about you tripping on the step.
We used to have to take the stroller because they would
boy.
get tired before we finished, and I didn't want to carry them all the way back. And now we hit a second neighborhood this time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It was I had a blast.
It was tons of fun. I hope you all had a wonderful Halloween. And by the looks of all the pictures, it looked like you guys did.
What does everybody do with the candy? Do you eat the candy? Do you give it away? Do you throw it away? Like, what do you do with that?
Well, I think some of the dentist offices, if you take them in, they get in exchange, they give them like a toy or something.
Really?
Yeah, there's different. I think you could even turn them. I don't know if all the schools do it, but I've seen different things where they could turn in the candy and they get something in return.
Really?
So they don't want their teeth to rot out.
Christmas presents. Recycling them.
Oh, that's the
If you're
ultimate
watching the show,
regift.
I'm regifting a Kit Kat to you.
Oh, that's terrible.
I'm not a big fan. They're like, okay. I'm a Snicker guy.
Okay. Oh my goodness. So I mentioned that we carved pumpkins the other day on Halloween, and this kind of reminds you of like things like when you were a kid, right? Or not so much.
It's kind of so what's so funny, I don't know if you guys see any of these family videos that we put out there. We had a little bit of a hiatus because of COVID, last year. But these videos where we're carving pumpkins or we're going to a pumpkin patch or like Easter egg hunts, like these videos that we make, a lot of the time, that's my first time ever doing that stuff. Like I never did that stuff growing up, and I'm not jaded about it or anything, but I get to enjoy it, I think, just as much as the kids because it's my first time and then I get to see their reaction and they
Yes.
love it, right? So I love that stuff. So I'm sad I missed the carving the pumpkins this time. I was working, but they came out legit. I was like, dang, this girl's on Pinterest or something.
Pinterest.
So we had like a Minnie Mouse one and with the crown on, and she had like jewels on, right? And then you had the bat for Santino. And then she made a witch one, which I didn't see it with the hat on, but it had those, like a witch nose with all these
It was all green with like warts
warts
it.
on them, but it was a gourd.
Yeah, so I used the gourd to.
So
stick up
is a
in those.
gourd like a pumpkin's cousin, like first cousin, or what?
Well,
What
a
is that?
pumpkin is a gourd. It's just a type of
A
gourd.
different type of thing. See, I didn't even know what a gourd was until this previous, like this. I think it's the first time I ever actually saw one.
Really?
Yeah, because I just, I don't pay attention to detail, right? Like
I'm all about the details or so.
like stuff like that. I'm like, oh, something's wrong with that pumpkin. That's not nothing's wrong with it. It's a gourd. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's fine. It's fine. It's part of the decor. So now we have gourds everywhere in our house, left over from the event. So, but that's okay. Makes it feel like fall. So, Auntie Barbara said that Nola preferred Snickers too. Yeah, she loves Snickers. So does Santino.
And Twix.
And Twix.
I like Twix too.
Oh, so good. That's exactly what I love too. And then Natalie said you got to have the kids name. Oh, we've got to have the kids name him. I think she's referring to the spider.
Or the pumpkins. Yeah, probably the spider.
I think it's the spider. So
that's a good one.
That is a good idea. I think we're going to do that. So shifting gears a little bit, we have some exciting things coming up this weekend, right?
Yes.
We have a huge event that we're participating in for some donations. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that for the Give a Turkey event and the food drive we're having?
Right. So Give a Turkey is coming up in a few weeks, but this is, we're doing 3 food drives prior to the event. First one's going to be this Saturday at the Super Walmart in Canyon Country off of Carl Boyer. We're going to be there from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we need your help in every single way. So if anybody wants to donate time and they'd like to be there with me setting up or helping collect donations, that would be great. If you just want to come and visit, we'll give you really simple, easy. We're going to give you a flyer. It's going to have all the stuff we need. You go right into the store. There's actually a QR code as well.
Yes.
That you could scan. Go right into the store. Most of that stuff's going to be all together in one section. We're going to have somebody in the store saying, hey, I'm right here. Here's all the stuff. Come buy it. You could buy it and bring it right back out. Or you can make it simple and donate a gift card from Walmart specifically because they are housing and refrigerating all the turkeys we're going to buy.
Oh, that's so awesome. I'm really excited about this week. And it's going to continue. So if you can't make it this weekend, there'll be a few other dates the following weekend, correct?
Yes. So it's this Saturday, and then it's going to be the following Saturday and Sunday, all from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Super Walmart in Canyon Country off of Carl Boyer. Come down, check it out. Just see. It's great to be there because I remember the last time we did it, there was people that you could tell just didn't have very much to give. Mm-hmm. And I remember this old man come up to me. He's like, you know what? I don't have very much, but I have this $1 and like a quarter or something. Mm-hmm. And he's like, this is all I can give. And I'm like, that means more to me than somebody that has a ton of money and is giving me $100, right?
Exactly.
Because it's how much he could actually do. He did everything he could do, right?
Right. And so, it's all about community and helping one another out. So if there's people, if you need help or if there's other people that you know who may need some assistance, please bring them by too, because we can have them talk confidentially to one of the social workers there, and then they could possibly get a meal for their family around that time as well. We had a few families who came by last time.
We did. So, and then if anybody out there is watching this and you specifically need help with the meal, you could contact me, and we could set it up so you could be there on the Give a Turkey event. Absolutely. You drive right up, no questions asked. You pop your trunk open, we put a bag in there with the food, wave at you, say hello, and you keep going. So, there's no shame in that. I can tell you, growing up, I used to be outside the local church with my mom at the food pantry, mm-hmm. and if we didn't get that food, we're not eating. Right. So I remember having food stamps at Food for Less and feeling a little bit embarrassed. Hey, everybody goes through hard times, so no reason to feel that way. If you need the help, we're here to help. And we have the community partners that are here to help too. And which I just want to say, big shout out to Golden Valley High.
Yes.
I love them over there. Sal Frias, Cindy Takamoto, April Rego. Big shout out to Checkmat Valencia.
Mm-hmm. They're helping out so much too.
They're helping out so much. I got to share this story really quick because the first year we did this, we were part of it. It wasn't the first time they had a Give a Turkey event, mm-hmm. but it was the first time we were involved, right?
Yes.
And it was pretty unorganized because there was no way to refrigerate the turkeys. So the day of the event, people were supposed to donate turkeys, mm-hmm. and 2 hours later, because they're frozen, right? It's like 8 hours they could be frozen. People were picking them up. Well, the problem with that is you don't know how many turkeys you're going to have.
Right.
So you have a lot of families that are lined up that might go home empty-handed, right?
Right.
So we were in the back and we were passing out the turkeys to the kids or not to the kids, to the people that were running them, the runners that were running the food on the other side of campus, because we didn't let any of the parents see the kids because, you know, you just want to keep it separate, right? So you don't know who needs the help. Anyhow, they come back. They're like, we're all out of turkeys. We got like 8 cars. What are we gonna do? Everybody's freaking out, right? So up pulls Professor Lecca, Professor Art. Okay, and they had one of their mentors with them. I can't remember his name right now, but another professor. They roll up. They pop open the trunk. They got like 50 turkeys.
Wow, they just came through.
Totally saved the day. I'm getting look at the hair on my arms. Stand up. I'm getting little goosebumps thinking about it because that is helping out your community. And they'll be the first ones to tell you it's not them doing it by themselves. It's the whole community, the whole Checkmat family that does it together, right?
Yes.
So big shout out to them. Big shout out to anybody that helps out every year, because we have a lot of people that help us every single year.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And then Professor Lecca just chimed in and said it was Professor Leo.
Professor Leo.
Yes.
Thank you, Professor Leo.
Thank you. So thank you all for joining us today. We love all the interaction we're having. We're going to take a small little break and we'll be right back. But please don't leave because we're having a lot of fun and we want to keep talking with you. So think of some good questions to ask us because we're going to be talking a lot of real estate coming up, right? So stay. Please don't leave.
Some good real estate stuff. Potty break.
We'll see you soon.
Welcome back to R&R, Relationships in Real Estate. I'm your host, Chris Silva, and this is my beautiful wife, Corey Silva.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being so patient with us and holding on and staying while we took a little bit of a break. Welcome back. Chris and I are the owners of Silva Realty and Silva Lending, and we have been in the real estate industry since the early 2000s. Long time. Loving every moment of it.
Absolutely. It's a roller coaster ride.
The highs and the lows. It's so much fun doing what we love. So thank you for joining us today. We love sharing our experience with you. And I hope some of you came up with some questions to ask before you start putting them on the board, because I'm waiting to see some come in. Let's talk all things real estate right now. Are you ready to dive into that portion of our show?
I'm actually really excited to talk about real estate today.
Yay, good, because I'm excited to hear about it, and I'm excited to talk about it too. One of the things that was so cute the other day, Santino was sitting at the table, and he looked at Chris and he said, "Hey, Daddy, can you teach me about how to become a real estate agent when I get older? Because I want to be a realtor too." And I thought that was the cutest thing ever.
So did I. I mean, it's because it came out of left field, right? So we're at the dinner table. I come talk to Corey. I'm just talking about something, and Santino's like, that's exactly what he spits out. And you know, it's so, as parents, you never know when your kids are listening, right?
They're listening. What do you mean you never know? They're listening all the time.
Well, because when you ask them stuff like, "Hey, go brush your teeth or do this."
Oh, he just chooses not to do it. He hears us. He's
like
just not doing it.
But then we're talking about real estate, and he just chimes in, and he genuinely wants, right now at age 6,
yes,
wants to be a real estate agent and wants me to teach him the business when he gets older. And I'm like,
we're teaching you now. Come on,
we teach him a lot of stuff now.
They have a lot of questions when we're sitting around talking about our experiences and different transactions we're in. So it's really cool to see them just soak all that up, right? So
Absolutely.
proud of them. Julia, you joined us. Hi, Julia. She has a question. She said, "I heard interest rates are back down. Is that true?"
This week, yes.
Yes.
So the market's been up and down. It's not that volatile, but for the consumer, they're like, "Oh my gosh, the rates went up an eighth," which is 0.125. They start freaking out. It's not that much. It hardly moves the dial, right? It's like, maybe your payment goes up $50, right? So yes, they've been going up and down. This week, they've been down. Thank you, interest rate gods.
Yes, so we need to get some people locked in. We have quite a few applicants that are kind of on the, fence of when they want to lock in. So maybe this week will be the time for them.
Yes, I actually just had the conversation with one of our buyers buying new construction. Uh-huh. It's tough because you want to lock in, but then the builder keeps pushing out the date of the build out.
Oh, it's a little frustrating.
It's frustrating because anybody out there that has went through this process, if you lock a 30-day lock, you pay one rate. But if you want to lock for 45, the rates get worse. A little bit
higher.
Right? And then if you have to extend your rate, it costs more money. So it's tough. We're in this catch-22 right now.
I know. It's all dependent on the builders and when they get their supplies and can finalize building these new homes, right? So that's a bit challenging. But luckily, we work with some great lenders and we're able to even sometimes do extensions on rates. So that's cool. So I have a question for you. We read this article the other day, and I'm just wondering, how do agents still give Zillow money when it appears that Zillow wants to put them out of business?
I'm just throwing up, that little emoji. So there's a lot wrapped into that, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to discuss the whole story, but Zillow has their hands in everything for real estate. So they've made their business off of Zestimates, right? Everybody goes on Zillow and they say, "Oh, my house is worth this much," right? Because Zillow said so.
Or if they're looking for a house, well, it says that Zillow says this house is worth this much. I don't want to overpay for a house if it's only this much.
Right. They have so much incorrect information on their website. But anyhow, so Zillow has made a huge business off of selling leads to real estate agents. As well as loan officers for people looking to get a loan, because they have all this people's information that go on there and get these free estimates, right? So they made this huge business doing that. But then Zillow said, "Hey, maybe we should sell homes. Maybe we should buy homes. Maybe we should do loans. Maybe we should open an escrow company." They got their hands in everything. So I'm not going to lie. It felt really good yesterday when I saw Zillow fall right on their face. So let me just tell you what happened. First, we see this story, and we wanted to talk about it on the show. Zillow stops buying homes for the rest of the year, right? Because they're having problems getting the homes ready and reselling them. Then moments later, we see another story. Zillow offloads 7,000 homes
Oh my goodness.
that they bought this year. That's a lot of homes. At a 4.5 average of a 4.5% loss. So they're losing money.
Wow.
So later that evening, another story pops out. Zillow lost about $500 million this year. They shut down their buying division, iBuyer. They're no longer buying homes, and they laid off 25% of their workforce. So
Wow.
as an agent, though, I know some very successful agents out there. I'm talking about agents that sell 100 homes. They spend a lot of money buying Zillow leads.
Right.
I don't know. I just can't do it.
No, I mean, for us, client acquisition is more of like a personal thing to us because we love building relationships with the clients that we've already, had the opportunity to work with and talk with their warm market and their friends and family. And just for us, paying for leads just never was enticing for us, right? And so I'm curious how that's going to play out with now Zillow having all these challenges. I mean, we treasure all of our clients and we really love to put our marketing dollars back into our clients, whether it be with client appreciation events, nights out so the parents could have a little break, and holiday gifts and even birthdays and anniversary celebrations. So that's where our stance is, and it's just interesting what's happening with Zillow. And I'm more curious on where those properties are that they're offloading, because maybe I want to buy one of those. That would be enticing.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they're buying them. I'm sure it's probably, any of these big companies are going to hit all the major cities, right?
Yes.
And major suburbs. Because I know they were buying a few homes here in Santa Clarita, and they were buying them, and then they were putting them back on the market like 3 months later for like $100,000 more. But they weren't.
Wow.
They didn't all sell at that price. So that's why they were taking a loss. And who knows how much money they put into each one of these houses.
That'll be interesting to see what happens with that.
But so yay for the little guy, Silver Realty. I'll take the little wins when we can get them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's still other companies out there who are doing similar stuff to that, but there's just such a conflict of interest. Like, how are you going to be able to get clients' information who are considering selling, just to know their value, be able to go and take that information and then hit them up to do a refi, and then also try to get the listing. And then it's just, their hands are just in way too many buckets. And I'm happy that the SEC is investigating them.
Yeah, so they are being investigated because they bought another company, Showing Time, which is a tool that a lot of agents use to schedule showings for their listings.
Yes.
Zillow just up and bought it,
Wow.
which it's smart because the MLS, the multiple listing service, was trying to shut them out of having all of our information.
They got right back in.
And they just said, oh, we'll just go buy this third
other
party
thing.
company, and we still have all the information.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a tug of war that's going on, but they got a lawsuit going on with Rex, and then they're being investigated, and their stock price, if anybody's looking at it, it's plummeting.
Oh my goodness. So speaking of stocks, I don't know about everybody else, but I have a husband here who's well versed in the stock market, but then he's also super excited with crypto. And so lately that's been like a topic in our house, like every day, like whenever he gets a chance, we're talking about crypto. And he's teaching me about it because to me, I'm a little bit,
It's new for a lot of people.
It's new for a lot of people, but there's people who understand it. And it's interesting how crypto is related to real estate. He was telling me, and I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. You want to tell a little bit about one of our clients who is interested in using crypto for his real estate transactions?
Right. So he's now talk about somebody that's enamored with crypto. He loves crypto, right? He believes it's the future, and so do I. Okay. But he had talked to me earlier this year and says, hey, I want to sell my house. And this is when crypto, I think Bitcoin was trading for about $30,000 per Bitcoin. And now it's like 60 something. I don't know what it is today because it fluctuates. But he goes, I want to charge 60 Bitcoin for my house. And I was like, great, let's do it. Right. But let me do some research first, right? Because I was excited. I want to be an agent that lists a house for crypto because I think there would be buyers. There's a market for that for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, here's the challenges we ran into. One, it's really hard to not give Uncle Sam his cut when you sell a house, right? So what I mean by that is it sounds great to sell a house for a set amount of crypto, but as we're talking right now, Bitcoin could be going up and down $1,000.
Right.
And if you're talking about 60 Bitcoin, that could be $60,000 within a matter of minutes, right? So how do you have that set price? So the buyer and the seller have to be fine with, hey, if the market skyrockets or it dives, we're okay with this set price.
Right.
That's the first challenge. That's the easiest one. The next one is finding a title company that will insure the sale. What does that mean? Okay, it means the title company, if let's say somebody has liens on the house and they close that sale, if it wasn't insured by a title company, that new buyer is responsible for any liens that are on that
those
house.
liens.
So it's really hard to find a title company that will insure that sale. That's the second part. And then the last part, the escrow company that brings it all together, like they're the non-biased third party that pays off the old loan, insures the new one. They handle all the money, right? I found I was doing all this research on escrow companies. I think the most I saw, and this was like 6 months ago, so maybe they have more under their belt now. I think one company had like 3 deals done
Oh, wow.
in Frisco, of course.
Well, of course, but it's so new. So I don't know. Let's wait and see how is that going to change, because I feel like a lot more people are getting involved in investing in crypto. So
Anybody out there,
interesting to
would
see.
you buy a house? Would you buy a house that way? Would you feel comfortable saying, hey, I'm going to buy this house with my crypto, no matter what happens within my 30-day escrow, I'm good with just putting this much money or this many coins or whatever crypto they have, right?
And vice versa, would a seller be okay with that? What if everything just drops when it comes time for closing? You've already agreed to this set crypto amount. Would you be okay with that? And there's just so many unknowns, right? So a little interesting to throw that in there.
So it's almost about that time. So we just the heads up, we are going to be ending the show pretty soon because Mama's got to pick up our babies.
It's time to go get the little ones. And today, after I pick them up, we get to go to the vet for our poor little doggy. I know, we think she might have a little ear infection.
Does anybody else have that issue with their dogs? That I think when we have windy, like a lot of wind picks up, this is her second ear infection.
All the dust and particles in the air cause it, is what I've heard. So we're going to get Uma back on track today.
Yeah, so we'll be taking her there. And then I will be seeing a lot of people at El Trocador, which is on Main Street in Newhall. We're going to be doing it's celebrating Dias de los Muertos with NAREP, which is
Oh, awesome.
yeah. So they're having an event, and it's really for the community that supports them, which means vendors, right? So there's gonna be a lot of lenders there, title reps, anything to do with real estate. They're gonna be there, but it's gonna be pretty interesting because I might get some more information for you guys next week because they're gonna be telling us how they see the year finishing and what their big higher ups are predicting for next year for real estate.
Oh, awesome. Oh, I can't wait to hear about all that.
I'm excited about it.
It looks like Julia made a comment. Julia, thank you so much. We have a dog wash that helps. Can you send me the name of that dog wash? Because I need to take care of poor little Uma having to deal with these ear problems. It's not fun to see your dog shaking her head. And the other challenge we've been having is the vets are so booked up. You can't even get your dog in for like 2 weeks.
That was weird.
It's insane. They have walk-ins, but who has time to go sit around for a few hours to try to get your dog taken care of? It's hard. So anyways, thank you for sharing that. We really appreciate it. And yes, I'll text you a photo. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. So we are super excited to be in November and to spend fall with all of you and to hear about all your fun experiences as we head into the holidays.
Or we might just jump right into Christmas and skip the fall and Thanksgiving.
No, we're not going to do that. You just said you don't have time to do that. You can't jump into it.
We'll see.
Thank you again for watching another episode of R&R Relationships in Real Estate. I'm your host, Corey Silva, and Chris Silva is my beautiful, wonderful, amazing husband,
Thank
co-host.
you. I will do all the dishes and laundry for that little compliment. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Remember, we go live every Wednesday at noon on Facebook Live. Be sure to check us out next week, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.